I have sketchy details, but this is important. We thought we had a win here. Local abortion clinic near Cross Creek was closed. Put out the signs closing. Well, there's been an application to reopen it. And we're hoping it doesn't happen. Now, the doctor involved, and look, I've got a background story here, and this is really troubling to me. Applying to open it is Dr. Stephen Duncan, and a lot of you know Dr. Duncan's name in town. There is a lawsuit that was filed on October 30th, 2013, that I don't know the disposition of it as it relates to an abortion, as I understand it. It's a pending lawsuit. Again, don't know the disposition of it. Don't know if it's been settled yet. We're digging into that information. But he's applied to reopen this clinic. And years and years ago, I was working with Dr. Duncan when he was doing the men's center. I think it was called the men's center here in town. And I was told by a listener that, because I had done some checking and met with a lot of the clients of the men's center and, learned very good things about the benefits that they received from some of the therapies that they were engaged in. Said, okay, I'm not in the market myself. I've met enough men. I'm happy to talk about this and share their stories, which I did. But then I got an email that said that Dr. Duncan performed abortions, and I talked to Stephen, and I found Stephen to be a good guy, and he was very honest with me. He said, yeah, and I was a little disappointed he didn't tell me up front, because one of the reasons why he wanted me to work with him in the men's center was because of my faith, that I was that my convictions, my values mattered so much to me, and I would have appreciated if he'd have thought about that as it relates to his side work. And needless to say, I ended my representation right then and there. I could not consider continuing to work with a client that was engaged in the abortion business. And so, my point in bringing this up is twofold. And one is, we don't need to see the abortion clinic reopened. We need to stop what's going on. And there are, certainly peaceful means in which to do that. One is to just be aware and, in my mind, to pray a little bit. Perhaps, Steve, they're just, because I know about the majority of abortions and why they're performed, I just can't go there. It's a human being. And so I'm putting it on your radar. Steve had issues with the Department of Health, and I've got the final disposition of a case that was brought against him by the Department of Health as it relates to something that was in the news some time ago, and there was a pretty stiff fine there that had to be paid and so forth, and we can do better as a community. And by better, I'm not talking about, somebody else operating this thing. The facility's closing. It needs to stay closed. And hopefully putting it on your radar will help affect